Hello. Today we are gonna review a book called Truly Tyler. It's a new book and it's kind of a birthday present from my friend. It's not like a fantasy book, it's more like a real book, but it isn't a book with facts. It's just a story. So this takes place in some type of middle school, and so the main characters are Tyler and the other one is Emmy. So they are both in middle school and they just came back from the winter, so it's spring. Because they just came back from the winter break. The winter break was very boring for Tyler. Some students don't want to go to school. And even some teacher doesn't want to go to school. But Tyler is a bit different. He likes going to school because it's not boring and his friends are there. Normally, his mother would always just play something with him. Kind of like me and my dad and my mom playing Landlord, with the cards. But they already played for the millionth time. So Tyler was getting bored. He watches movies, and he plays video games, but it's always so boring to him. He likes going to school where he can meet his friends and probably do something he would never imagine doing at home. And plus, he can't spend time with his dad because his dad and his mom were divorced. He thinks divorces are just normal, but it isn't. Divorces are bad and sometimes wreck some relationship and love to each other. So I want to say is when sometimes you just need friends to accompany you, even doing boring things like doing homework or reading. You need friends to accompany you. Being at your house alone with your mother is a tough, very, very boring day. Especially when you have a mother who always don't like to go outside. I'm not saying my mother, I'm saying the stories Tyler's mother. Okay? Well, she is kind of Tyler doesn't really like his mother very much because her mother interrupts FaceTime and everything, and he imagines when he goes to a wedding, his mother will ask the father something inappropriate, but his mother always interrupts FaceTime and always sneak peek at the comments. And well, his dad is kind of like a normal dad, but I think his dad is kind of a nerd at doing all the things. Well, everything that happened in the book did happen in real life. Because you think, why would they create a storybook if they haven't I believe this is a real book because it shares kind of relationship. And by the way, Emmy is a girl with curly hair and have a crush on Tyler. So they started out probably a year ago, and like every time Tyler talks to her, like even one word called hi, she like tells her best friend Bree and Sarah. Like she's kind of overexcited with with Tyler and everything. She is like kind of like she said she was it's very hard to work with Tyler because she's always thinking about him. So you see, maybe they'd be better like without each other, but it's not how the book goes. And by like Brianna, you know, Brianna is like Sarah and Emmy's best friend. While she is kind of a know-it-all, she won an award in science. She kind of is kind of a nerd and don't really kind of have fashion and all that. Not supposed to be with normal girls. Normal girls are always like happy. That's what Tyler thinks. Okay? But he never knew that things could be different. Like Joe, Tyler's second best friend. Tyler's best friend is Anthony. Brianna have a crush on him. So Joe was very, very annoying sometimes and even made Emmy so very annoyed by finding out about the notes. The notes, Emmy and Brie had a question, contest. They're gonna write notes to their boyfriends, but not actually give it to them. The like lovier and mushier and the greater it is. And her note got lost and landed on the worst hands ever. Like Joe humiliated her. Yeah, it's hard to say that word. Humiliated. Yeah. Now I'm getting like the hang of it. Humiliated is kind of embarrassed her or just like picked on her something. And she got very, very mad. And she was she was used to be very happy like all the time. And by the way, let's talk about Anthony, Tyler's best friend. Anthony never like cared about what people think of him. He only cared what he thinks of himself. Okay? Because it's not very popular if you are the only child that actually can like talk another language or something, they might get jealous at you and start picking on you, but it is not Anthony. It's definitely not. Anthony doesn't get picked, and I'm not talking about St. Anthony or my friend and Anthony. I'm talking about Tyler's friend Anthony. Okay? And my friends think that Saint Anthony sounds weird, so they turned it into Stanthony, Well, it's a joke on them, actually. So have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.